Okay, so we have a great product, then we need to have a new positioning. Okay, next page. New positioning. Okay, so we categorize our product into 3 segments for the overclocking and the gaming and the classic. So we want to provide very precisely for our target audience to have the best user experience and the best cost performance of product. So come with the new positioning, we must have a new image. You can see these bright colors, and then we build the very identical identification into the product itself, including the packing, promotion material, and also all the media marketing. Okay, so that is all combined is a new MSI. Okay, so today I think it's a good timing for us to get together because Intel we're gonna launch a Haswell new platform, and also NVIDIA have the 700 series GPU chipset coming to the market as well. So we build up all the best product around Intel and NVIDIA a new solution. So, but before I end up my speech, I want to share a great news with everybody through the new MSI, new great effort for the mainstream and the high end, and I want to share this good news. So MSI Z87 GD65 Gaming is the #1 and only Best Choice Golden Awarded motherboard. Okay, is that good? Thank you. This is a top price to get, you know. If we compare more than 400 competitors from IC design house, component products, and this baby stand out is the best one. Okay, so later on we have a more detailed introduction for all the product lines, and I would like to take this chance to thank you for all your coming. I believe you will enjoy the new MSI experience with our new product and the new positioning and the new image. So on behalf of MSI, thank you for all your coming. So thank you very much.
Now I will give you the Intel Corporation Sales and Marketing General Manager, Worldwide Reseller Channel Organization, Mr. Stephen Jr. Dolman. Let's welcome.
I didn't know I was a junior. It's just, I think I'm just getting younger and younger as every year goes by. To tell you the truth. I'm Vice President and General Manager of Intel's Reseller Channel Organization. We're the group that really tries to take care of all the gamers, the overclockers, those, the DIY manufacturers there and stuff. And I just want to thank all of you for the support you've given Intel over the years, as well as the new MSI. So thanks a lot for all that. So today's the start of a really busy week, so I want to welcome everybody for being here at Computex. It's going to be really exciting. There's tons of new products coming in, and this year is probably the most important year in years because we're getting products like the new MSI is putting out for us that take advantage of the Intel's 4th generation core processor. So I want to thank MSI for organizing this, and I also want to thank them for not only doing motherboards, but they also do notebooks, all-in-ones. You have tons of servers, industrial computing. So it's a new, bigger MSI. And with this launch that's coming out today, there's over 23 new boards that are coming out for people who build their machines and OEMs that build machines, for theater, gamers, and to the most prestigious and different part of our business, what you see with the overclocking networks for things up here. So if anybody has a drink they want cool, we got a guy that can get it done. Another really important product that's coming out, and one that I'm personally excited about, is the GT70. I think that's right up here, one of the notebooks, right? Yeah. So this is a quad-core i7, and it uses our fastest part, the 4930MX. So for those of you that want to see real performance in a notebook, something that you won't get from any other company, come down and take a look at this machine. It is a super hot machine, and it's running super cool. Yes. I think that's about it. We're going to have NVIDIA come up here in a second, but I do want to congratulate you as well for winning the Best Choice Golden Award with your GD65. And you have them splashed up all over here, military spec components, and tuning. If you guys haven't had a chance to do it, I really think the tuning that you're doing is cool. What I like about it, it makes it easier to do the tuning, but it doesn't take away the personal effort it takes to tune this to the way you're using your machine. Whether it's video, whether it's graphics, whatever the application is, and in line while you're running the application, we've got great controls. So thanks a lot for MSI, and thanks for supporting the
Now I give you the Media Corporation General Manager of GeForce. Let's welcome Mr. Scott Herkelman.
Great, thank you. At NVIDIA, we care a lot about PC gaming. I think everybody in here knows that. And we're extremely excited to be a partner and a long-term partner of MSI Corporation. And as you can see with the new MSI, we have some pretty exciting things that we've launched recently, like the GeForce GTX 780, which MSI has done a great job putting their own cooler and designs that you can take a look at down here in front of the stage. So down here we have the GeForce GTX 780. It's 50% more cores than its predecessor, 50% more memory, and it comes standard with Boost 2.0 out of the box. Also exciting, just last week, we both announced together the GeForce GTX 770 series. And if you've seen the reviews, you've noticed that MSI has done a fantastic job with the thermal properties, the acoustics, and the noise. And you've seen that they've won many awards already, and that's because of their ability to go out there and listen to customer feedback, to listen to the engineers, to see how they can improve upon what we think is already a great design, but your engineers always do a great job improving on what we've already created. So thank you for that, and thank you for the Also exciting for us this week with the partnership with Intel and MSI, there's new laptops, as Stephen mentioned from Intel, just mentioned previously. Some of the new laptops you'll see featured this week include the new GeForce GTX 780 mobile processor, which MSI is proudly showing today, as well as the GeForce GTX 765 mobile processor series. All of those combined, if you look at the GPU for the desktop side and you look at the GPUs for the laptop side, I think you can see why MSI is bought by millions of gamers worldwide. They care about gaming, they care about all spaces of gaming, from the desktop PCs to the laptops, to their all-in-one devices, all the way down to the award-winning motherboard, which I congratulate you on for winning this week. So great job. One of the things that we're going to be partnering with MSI even more going forward, that you'll see from us here at this show, is really going to enhance the gaming experience, help you sell more desktop PCs, help you sell more GeForce GTX 650 and above computers, is our new NVIDIA Shield. NVIDIA Shield will allow gamers worldwide, millions of gamers, to stream from the MSI desktop PC to anywhere in their home environment. They can stream PC games, they can play Android games, and more importantly, it'll help you sell a lot more GPUs and desktops and laptops. So on behalf of NVIDIA, we congratulate MSI on their award-winning motherboard, all their great GPUs that you've been a great partner with us for a long time, and we appreciate you inviting us to this event. Thank you very much.
Later on, we will have the keynote interview with our best overclocker, Elmer. He also our best winner of the MSI Overclocking Arena. Maybe you also know that as the MOA. And then we will have the top gamer, the Patrick from Fnatic. Now, I will give you the keynote interview host, Mr. Dennis. He is from our product marketing. Let's welcome Dennis.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. MSI always has overclocking at the core of his art. 25 years ago, when we introduced one of our first products, it was the 8286 overclocking motherboard, and that hasn't changed. So we've become very popular. We set many world records with our Big Bang X Power, for instance, but recently we've changed this. You can see with the introduction of the Z77 M Power, we changed the look and identity of our products, but not only the look and identity, also the features that we put into our boards and the way we talk about our products, and the way we talk to overclockers to help us improve our products. So with the Z87 overclocking series, we finally have a top to bottom range of overclocking products. This goes from the M Power to the M Power Max to the X Power, and one of the key persons responsible for this change in our overclocking performance is John Sandstrom, better known as Elmore. John, can you come to the stage? Oh, actually, this is what happened when I was checking on John recently.
Hey, what are you doing here?
John is very busy preparing our motherboards for our overclocking contest. Actually, he needs to leave right after this keynote. So, John, can you come to the stage, please?
Sorry about that before.
No problem. So what are you got in your hand?
Yeah, this is something we've been working on recently. Yeah, perfect. This is a little device that will allow people to do on-the-fly overclocking with the MSI Computex. And this will allow us to fully push the system to the limit during benchmarks.
You should have picked
Yeah, there's a bigger one up here, so I think you can provide it.
There's lots of on-the-fly overclocking, but we also have overclocking software, because software is really important when you want to do overclocking.
We also have a new lighter version of the command center called Command Center Lite, which allows easy access to the simple access to the most common settings.
I can see you can type in the various voltages there in the settings. Isn't it dangerous to allow, for instance, a very high voltage in the software?
It can be, yes. But we also have a completely new VRM on the Haswell mainboards, which will hopefully prevent this from happening. From our testing so far, it's not an issue. Also, Intel has built in protection on the CPUs, so it should be all right.
Not everybody does extreme overclocking. Not everybody has access to liquid nitrogen. What do we do for the regular overclockers?
This new VRM also allows for voltage offset, which means that you can have the high voltage for overclocking only when you actually need it, when the application running that actually needs the high frequency. So you can still have the power savings mode.
Bill. So one thing we also introduced was OC certified with Z77 Power. How does this affect regular overclockers?
The OC certified is a guarantee that MSI has given to the end users that the board can sustain overclock conditions. So this is tested with worst case scenarios like water cooled CPU while overclocked, so there's no airflow, any high temperatures.
But you don't only focus on motherboard facing, you also like graphics card and graphics card overclocking. So can you tell us a bit more about what we're doing with our upcoming new Lightning graphics cards?
So for next generation Lightning graphics cards, as most of you probably know, they're currently rated the best overclocking graphics cards, and they will continue this legacy with unlocked digital power to fully push the GPUs to their maximum, and they will also include Locker MOS 4, which is used on the mainboard, so we will be transitioning the mainboard technology onto the VGAs as well.
Actually, you can get a sneak peek of our new Lightning graphics card at our booth in the Nangang also. Please come check it out. You're a famous overclocker, famous for winning overclock contests like MOA. What can you tell us about MOA in 2013? How are we doing differently?
It's a bit different. Actually, at the moment, there are online qualifiers running. And next month we'll start semi-finals. And there's this year there's like 2 classes. So there's one like high performance class, and then there's one that's limited to mid-end hardware. So it kind of limits the perspective of people winning just because they have a lot of money to spend on hardware. So, and then later 15 people will be selected to go to the grand finals here in Turkey later this fall.
Will you be attending the finals as well, or?
I think I'm too close to this company to attend as biased, so no.
Okay.
But yeah, talking about woodblocking, I actually have to go to a competition with Intel and Corsair just across the street. So right now. So
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Thanks very much. Now, MSI is also, like you heard before, known for gaming notebooks. We have these notebooks for years already. And we've recently introduced the gaming DNA into our entire lineup. So you see gaming motherboards, gaming graphics cards, and even gaming all-in-one PC. We've cooperated with professional gaming teams for years already, but probably actually the most well-known of them is Fnatic. They're a world-class team. And I'd like to introduce Patrick Sedeman, the Chief Gaming Officer of Fnatic right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been a gamer probably for years, so what can you tell us what gaming is, what esports is?
Well, it's electronic sports, and basically means aspiring gamers around the world. It's a global thing, actually. Big in Europe, super big in Asia, of course, and America. Aspiring to achieve their dreams, beat the best, getting signed by professional teams as Fnatic, you know, like going out there basically, competing around the world.
Okay, so yeah, we say esports, but actually this is a professional setup, so you need to sign contracts. Yeah, how many hours a day do you need to play games for Fnatic, for instance?
Well, for Fnatic, I think we're taking a bit of a flexible approach towards the whole practice thing. Games should be fun, creativity, talent thrive from having fun. The same in sports, we have the same connection there. But of course, gamers today, it depends a bit which platform, which game you're playing, but I would say up to 12 hours. So we're definitely not talking about 40 hours working week. I went a bit bright here. Nice. So yeah, gamers probably play their games more than a regular conventional athlete is able to play football or running, whatever, because you don't really have the physical limitation in e-sport. And I think that it could be bad in one sense, but it's also very interesting in another way. Now you can play cross-nation, cross-gender, even if you have a disability. You're welcome in the world of e-sport.
So yeah, as a professional player, you visited a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, I've been a few places.
Yeah, you've been quite a few places, probably more places than most people here.
Right.
So how did you mix that in with your contractual agreement and still playing, like, say, 8 hours a day while you're traveling?
Right. It's tough. Fnatic, probably more than any other organization, send our players all around the world. We are attending around 85 offline events every year. And during my busiest year as a professional active player, we were traveling up to 100 days a year. What that means is that you have less time at home, less time practicing. But ever since I partnered with MSI, starting in 2008, we are being provided by not only gaming desktop, all-in-one PCs, but also the gaming notebooks. And the gaming notebook is something we can bring around the world, at train stations, on the flights, hotel rooms, preparing for those tournaments. It's really been one of those things that have given Fnatic an edge, allowed us and invited us to be the most achieved gaming organization on the planet.
Like you said, offline tournaments, a lot of gamers like to come together at certain LAN parties,
Yeah.
but actually one thing is really big in esports right now, and it's video streaming, live streaming of gaming. How do you as Fnatic approach that?
Well, we are just mind blown about the popularity and how this new media has entered and kind of taken over the way how to distribute and communicate with your fans. I would say on a monthly basis we're reaching out to 2 million unique people around the world. And it's an incredible interactive way for our players to talk, communicate and teach aspiring young gamers that may be having our players, they're our fans basically. And it's very, very interesting. From a product perspective, it actually puts more pressure on your system, your gaming system. Need more performance because you're not only going to be able to practice on a really good frame rate without any lag or disruptions, whatever. You're also going to replicate all the data, all the audio, all the graphic towards tens of thousands of people online. And obviously we're getting boosted by the MSI product. Especially key feature is the killer networking. Allows you to stream this out around the world.
Okay. Another really important thing is audio, for instance.
Right.
Like LAN parties, really noisy. Can you share some experiences there?
Sure. At the most busy offline events out there, you have like 20,000 people. You have sponsor booth. You know how it works. They set this shouting out music, all their messages, all the cool features they have, and all that. And you, as a gamer, it's your job. You have prepared years. Maybe like the past 2 weeks, you practice like 8-10 hours every day. You don't want to get disturbed by that, so you need to have good audio. And the audio boost in the MSI components and the notebook is really assisting that. Because as a gamer, hand and eye coordination is pretty much everything, but besides that, obviously the hearing. Especially in a team-based game, such as Counter-Strike, such as Call of Duty, you're dependent on the soundscape in the game, and also the communication with your teammates. Being able, in a 360-degree soundscape, to determine, is that an enemy, is that a friend, where is the action happening? So the audio boost is really assisting us.
Okay. Yeah, so you talk about playing at tournaments, but have you ever had it, for instance, that you're playing a final of a tournament, a lot of money's at stake, and your PC crash?
I tell you what, Dennis, I probably lost tens of thousands of dollars due to those things. Historically, I think esport, as it's been a very new thing, it's been kind of hard to establish really professional tournaments. I think only the last year, from 2011, we have reached a point where those tournaments are really professional and are promoting like the actual talent, you know, you're able to achieve. But when I played, I'm not an active player anymore. Back in the days, you know, you've been to so many grand finals, sitting there with my team of 5, and one guy crashed, which is a big disadvantage. And it's not only like a big disadvantage in that very round, it also resets, and yeah, it resets your mentality. You get a bit out of balance. So you really depend on really good performance from your computer setup, because it's your tool of trade. You don't want any disruption. You want the highest frame rate throughout an extended period of hours. I mean, we are coming to an event maybe at 9 in the morning, and sometimes we leave at 12 or even later than that, midnight. So of course you need to have a really cool system that can give you the quality, the performance throughout hours and hours of playing.
Actually, MSI has something new in this department. We've listened to the comments, especially from Patrick, and we looked at a way to get our components certified. You heard us talk about military class components. Well, actually, right now, we've certified our entire motherboard for gaming. So we sent it to the TUV, TUF Laboratories in Germany, and they tested our motherboards in gaming environments, meaning the temperatures over 70 degrees, and they do gaming tests to see if your CPU is still working, if your motherboard is still working, if your network is doing everything that it should do, if your audio is doing everything that it should do. And right now, MSI is the only motherboard certified for 25 years of gaming lifetime. Okay, sorry. Yeah, like you told about performance, for instance, like stability is important, but also performance in the end is important. You want high frame rates, you don't want to have any lag. So how does MSI help you with this?
Well, ever since our partnership in 2008, I think we reached a point now at least that, you know, as I said, the products we are using is very, very important for us. It's our tool of trade. We need that to achieve as good as we ever could. So of course, it's in our very best interest to provide feedback that knows like the next version, the next year product or the next launch is going to give our players a better chance of playing the games basically. So I think we've seen many, many features now. Obviously I mentioned a few earlier, the killer network and the audio boost, having this in your notebook, in your gaming desktop, it's so beneficial for us.
Okay, what can you tell about this, the easy performance?
Yeah, this is actually very interesting, and it's also appreciating the fact that young gamers of today are not necessarily, they're very tech savvy, I'm not saying, but I think technology today is much simpler than when I was a bit younger. You were able to like set up your own systems, you knew exactly how to download the software, tweak it, hack it, I suppose. But that's not the reality we're living in today all the time, really. The gamers are not the nerds they once were. Maybe I'm a bit different, I'm a nerd. But yeah, it should be very simple now. And this overclocking technology that MSI has developed is like very straightforward. One click, even like on the motherboard, or by a turbo key on the gaming notebook, or in the software, the MSI gaming app. So that's really good as well. And it's just understanding the market really, because gamers they are athletes. They are playing to win. They're not necessarily like good at technology.
And one more thing I would like to address is we always hear like, hey, MSI is only paying Fnatic. This is just a sponsorship deal, but how do you actually work together with MSI and our products?
Yeah, as I said earlier, it's really important in our best interest as well to have as good equipment as possible. Not only taking the equipment to the events, the hotel rooms, the gaming notebook, but also in our home environments. That's where that's the hard work, being home and practicing. And besides that, we have done some really cool projects together, such as the MSI Beat It, establishing tournaments around the world and activating new market that not necessarily have had a chance to thrive in esports. So that's been really cool. We've been in like Beijing together, we've been in DreamHack together in Sweden, and run competitive tournaments open for everybody and inviting everyone, pushing esports basically.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for
Thank
this
you.
explanation.
Thank you.
The change you heard Mr. Charles talk about before it's not only about our gaming and overclock lineup, but also basically our classic products. So you'll see a big change in the identity of MSI product. This goes from the components we use to the quality excerpt. So the new products you see all share big similarities, but also at the Computex booth you can see quite a lot of new products. For instance, our new tablet products. And I hope you really enjoyed this change in MSI, our increased quality, which even goes to the bias we use. So all the products, when we talk about synergy, is the experience that we want you to have when you use our MSI products. I'd like to thank you all for visiting this press conference. I'll go back to Vera for the rest. Thank you.